Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is JP, the Outlaw, the voice that makes them moist, your favorite color commentator, here to give you my review for Monday Night Raw 2018, December the 18th, okay? So, with all the hype from TLC, with Vince McMahon announcing that he'll be at the Monday Night Raw after TLC, you would think that the WWE would do something different. And they pretty much polished up a turd, took the turd out of the toilet water, threw glitter on it, and told you, here, this is creme de la creme, you know? And what we got tonight, don't get me wrong, better than the last 8 Monday Night Raws, okay? All right? They could have done a lot differently. I would say Baron Corbin played the role of Vincent McMahon. Everything that Vince was supposed to get, they threw Baron Corbin out there as a heater, so the heat would clearly be on Corbin, because in kayfabe, that's what they're booking. That's what they're saying. Baron Corbin is the reason for all the bad Raw booking. Now, one, you can't guarantee us that 74-year-old Vince McMahon is going to be there every night, especially when he's starting up a brand new company in the XFL. I hope that does good. I always wanted an alternative to football outside of arena football. You can't bank on Stephanie McMahon. And again, this is WrestleMania season, so I would expect them to be there more often than what they are. But they open up the show. Vince and family come out. You know, first Vince, then he introduced Stephanie, then he introduced Triple H, then he introduced Shane. You know, you would think you would introduce Shane first as being his first son, but neither here there. Stephanie McMahon, by the way, threw a little shade on her father, talking about dad was hard of hearing, you know. But for the most part, this promo was pretty much the shit on the fans. You just shit on all your fans. Anybody that's really watching wrestling or listening to me, or maybe even a fan, may even be a casual, knows that everything goes through Vince McMahon. So to have a GM in place and pretty much blame him for the booking, that's bullshit. And everybody knows that. So my issue with this crowd, okay, I think they was in Sacramento. My issue with the Sacramento crowd is you booed the wrong guy. You should have directed your chants and all your booing at Vincent Kennedy McMahon. My opinion. Okay? They pretty much make a match for Baron Corbin to get back his managerial duties as Monday Night Raw GM or constable or whatever. And, you know, it was a little slapstick here, you know. Stephanie, Shane, H all said that he had no chance in hell of winning the job back. Vince gave him the opportunity, and he put him in a handicap match. Not only did he put him in a handicap match, he put him in a no disqualification match, which was literally after this promo, Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. They called out Kurt Angle to fight Baron Corbin. Heath Slater was a special guest referee. So pretty much TLC without Finn Balor and Braun. So you had Chad Gable, you had Bobby Roode, you had freaking Apollo Crews. Now, all three men, I don't know what you're doing with. Currently, the Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are the tag team champions. And I don't know what the hell you're doing with Apollo Crews. But I would just stick him with Bobby Lashley. Okay? And he could be like Baby Bobby. You know what I mean? Y'all could book him as Little Almighty. Or whatever the fuck you want to call him. Decent match here. Of course, you know, with all the interference, it was just a brawl. It was a beat down on Baron Corbin. Of course, Baron Corbin picks up a loss here. Kurt Angle with the win. I don't know what they're doing with Kurt Angle. I don't know if they're bringing him back full time or using him in some type of GM role. I would like to see him back in the GM role. Less wrestling from Kurt. He's damn near 60. Let's be considerate of Kurt Angle. I think Kurt Angle's like 45 or some shit like that. Let's be considerate of what he can do. His momentum, his mobility in the ring is gone. So, having him out there with a Baron Corbin or somebody like that who's really, you know, big guy, and they're showing off their impressiveness and their explosiveness, it does nothing for Kurt Angle. It really does nothing for Kurt Angle in his character. So, moving past that, we got the announced match from TLC: Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph and fucking Finn Balor put on a great match. Okay, I wish they would have let this match play out on his own. I would have rather seen somehow Finn Balor pick up the win by himself. You don't need a Drew McIntyre to interfere, and vice versa. All three men do not need to interfere in each other's matches. Unless if this is built into some type of triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship, #1 contender. Other than that, if it's not building to anything, why are they doing it? Okay? Like I told you before, Drew McIntyre should be lining himself up for that Universal Championship. Dolph Ziggler should be on SmackDown. Get him off of Monday Night Raw. Okay? And Finn Balor should be at the top of the card as your second best babyface. Okay? That's what I would do with these guys. Finn Balor pick up the win here because of the interference due to Drew McIntyre. Push Dolph Ziggler. I've been saying that for about 6 months now. Do something with Dolph Ziggler. Okay? He's the second coming of fucking Shawn Michaels. The third coming is down in NXT. His name is Adam Cole. But we're not talking about NXT right now. So, in-ring promo from Dean trying to bait Seth Rollins out, talking shit about winning the Intercontinental Championship. I took away from you what you held dear to your heart. So, out comes Dean with, fucking, and this is an in-ring promo. Out come Dean with these Bane-esque security guards. All right, they have on Bane masks. The shit he tried to pull last week with the big condom wrapped around their face. Okay. Out comes Tyler Breeze for an Intercontinental title shot, which I think Tyler Breeze looked way better in NXT going up against Ricochet for the North American Championship. But if you're gonna pull from NXT, why not pull Tyler Breeze? Tyler Breeze was already on Monday Night Raw. And as a revamp and a refresh of his character, he went back to Prince Pretty. Now, I don't know what that means for the Fashion Police. Okay, I have no idea. I don't know. I know Fandango is injured, but I don't know if they're going to put them two back together once he comes back off of injury or what's going to happen there. I'll let you know as I get more details. This was an okay match. I think Tyler Breeze could have won here. Okay? You could have promoted and made a brand new star. Seth Rollins was standing out there all fucking night. Only thing he had to do is come in, interfere in the match, maybe hit him with a super kick on the outside, distract the other three guys while Tyler Breeze picks up the win and gets the Intercontinental title. Okay? And Tyler Breeze is young. He's only 25. So, if you don't do it here, you can do it somewhere down the line to where as though you're building a superstar for the future. Which, again, Tyler Breeze is one of those guys. He went up against the Fusion Thunder Liger in NXT maybe 2 years to 3 years ago. Okay, why are you not pushing this guy? We got an in-ring promo with Bobby Roode and Lio Rush, Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Lio Rush goes on to say that Bobby Roode is going to give these people in this crowd a performance that Elias couldn't do on his best day. Elias was announced. He comes back from behind from Bobby Lashley after his 20-minute pose off and hits the shit out of Bobby Lashley with the fucking guitar. And then he darts the fuck out of there. Maybe a little beat down on Lio Rush. So again, what do you do with a Bobby Lashley? Like I said in TLC, he's done nothing for me at all. I know they're trying to build him back up. They got the perfect heater for him, which is Lio Rush. It's just, I don't know, it's something about Bobby. He does not come across as intimidating, as domination. When you got him posing and pointing at his ass, damn near 90% of the fucking match. Come on. Alright? Come the fuck on. Before we go on with the pay-per-view, we have 8 NXT call-ups that's getting ready to happen. You have Lacey Evans. You have Nikki Cross, who's already been on WWE television as far as SmackDown Live. You have EC3. You have Lars Sullivan. You have Machinery. Heavy Machinery. which I think Heavy Machinery would do good on a SmackDown. Okay, I think EC3 would do great on Raw, being in that Intercontinental title picture. I also think that you have Lars Sullivan should be on SmackDown. Lacey Evans could probably go to Raw because you're not really going to use her. And Nikki Cross, of course, on SmackDown. So if I was moving shit around, that's what I would do. Also, you have Kevin Owens coming back with a lovely promo along with Sami Zayn. So the WWE is starting to pull their shit together. Do I bring Kevin Owens back before WrestleMania? Yes. Because who wants to see Kevin Owens KO Mania 4? I do. I want to see that shit. I don't give a fuck what program you put him in. But he should be at WrestleMania. He should be in a marquee match. He held you guys down with 2 damaged knees. Come on, man. You got something for Kevin Owens. Same with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn from the jump should get an Intercontinental title shot based off that fucked up segment that you gave him with Bobby Lashley and his sisters. Okay? Going back to the review. You have the number 1 contender match for the tag team champions, Authors of Pain versus the Revival versus the B team versus the Lucha House Party. The Revival picks up a big one here, which I am happy for the Revival. I think, I'm not a big fan of flip-flopping a title so soon, but if you're going to put the Revival in a spot like this, they deserve to have the tag team championships. They are the definition of tag team wrestling, where you have Bobby Roode and Chad Gable as just, they're just baby faces. That's a tag team that's been thrown together. Okay, you can do a lot more with this tag team as far as the Revival goes. Revival pretty much could put on a decent show. All right. Big win for the Revival here. I can't wait to see that tag team match between Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, and versus the Revival. It's going to be nice. Backstage segment with Baron Corbin and Seth Rollins. At some point in time during this segment, Baron Corbin mentioned the Intercontinental Championship, where clearly Seth Rollins lost the Intercontinental Championship and is currently on Dean Ambrose. So I didn't understand that at all. This pretty much sets up their match for the following week for the Christmas edition of Raw. Now, another mention, they had the goddamn trees and the Christmas ornaments and all that shit out there on Monday Night Raw this week, which I'm thinking, okay, then maybe this is their Christmas episode, and then next week could be their New Year's episode. No, not at all. Next week is the Christmas episode, so why the fuck do you have boxes and fucking trees and fucking ornaments out there on the stage of a Monday Night Raw? Makes no sense, right? I guess it's the holiday time. Ronda Rousey comes out, cuts a very passionate promo about being the champ, being willing to fight any challenges and this, that, and the third. So she sets an open challenge. They pan to the back. You have 8 women back there arguing with Stephanie McMahon. She brings them out on the ramp. And she has a number 1 contender gauntlet match. Whoever wins this number 1 contender gauntlet match will go on to fight Ronda Rousey at the Christmas episode of Monday Night Raw. Okay? I think Ronda Rousey was on commentary. I wasn't sure. I think it could have been Renee with, a lighter voice. I don't fucking know. But to go over this gauntlet, they start off with Alicia Fox versus Bayley. Bayley picks up the win there. Dana Brooke versus Bayley. Bayley picks up the win. You have Mickie James versus Bayley. Mickie James wins. Mickie James versus Ember Moon. Ember Moon wins. Natalya versus Ember Moon. Natalya wins. Natalya versus Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott wins. Natalya wins. And Sasha Banks versus Natalya. Natalya wins. Natalya goes on to fight her best friend, Ronda Rousey. Now, it was a little brief stare-off for the championship. I think these two women will probably, of course, training together and familiarity goes a long way. So, I think these women will put on a decent match next week on Monday Night Raw. Was any added changes made to this show to make me more interested? No. Out of 3 hours, you spend an hour on a women's gauntlet match. You only had 4 matches outside of that, and the rest was in-ring segments. So, again, changes, yes, changes are needed, changes are necessary, but are they going to make the proper changes for Monday Night Raw? My name is JP the Outlaw. I'm getting out of here. Of course, tune in tomorrow. We'll be doing a SmackDown Live review, as well as the first episode of Universe Mode. Will go up sometime tomorrow or sometime later today. You still getting Dream Match Saturday, as well as a gameplay on the Mixer. If you have Xbox, check us out on Mixer. Look me up, JP Outlaw. If you can't find me, you can't miss me. I tell you that shit. Look us up and join us on Saturday. We'll be playing maybe an hour or two of State of Decay. So we have it all mapped out here at JP.com. You can find us anywhere on the Facebook, Instagram, so on, Twitter. You know the rest of the song and dance. I'm JP the Outlaw. I'm getting out of here. I gotta go to work. Peace.